Welcome back, everybody, to this edition of Mind Your Own Business. We're talking about sales development, the anatomy of a world-class or highly effective sales organization. We are on the chapter on execution. Those of you who just watched Enablement, welcome. If you haven't, feel free to go back because there are 5 of these now, and execution is key. I'm going to be talking about these in clockwise order. So we're headed towards the far left corner of the anatomy. We're going to start with prioritization. And that's really deciding what accounts to pursue or which ones to disqualify. Sales time is finite. We already know that the sales rep time not only is valuable, but it's scarce. Most organizations, it's 20-25% of all the time the salesperson spends. Your goal is to work to get that up into the 50s and build a sales organization that gets all that non-selling work off of people who are there to sell. And one way to help them is not to pursue accounts that are a waste of time. When do you disqualify? And when is it too much work? And so that conversation, needs to be easy because the criteria is built. Touch pattern playbook. This is a somewhat new one. I like it. This is having a standardized operating manual to guide execution, to help us learn, and we're guided by best practices and so on. I think that's good. I also think it's part of the buyer's journey. But having a sales process certainly makes sense. The key thing you don't want to do is allow a client or a prospect, to sit in one phase of the sales process for too long. If you do that, time kills all deals. And so having a way to move them through, which I hope that guide execution is to push through the process. I like this next one. We use a standard process for live call execution. As in the old days, that's all there was, where the salesperson can deliver our value proposition and use the right kind of data to qualify a prospect. Absolutely. Within the first 3 to 5 minutes of a conversation, you should be asking the questions that qualify them or not. And if they're not qualified, in terms of size or they're not the type of business that you would serve, great. Understand it, disqualify them quickly, get them out of priority. And so that is a very important piece, and oftentimes something we don't practice as well as we should. And then finally, closed loop handoff. These are new labels for me. I worked with this over the past 20 some years, and this is an interesting one. Here are our guidelines for when a qualified buyer is transferred to the field or inside sales reps with a service level agreement that outlines responsibilities. This sounds to me like once something's closed, where does it go? And absolutely, in some cases, it becomes part of the salesperson's book of business and they manage that. In others, it moves to a paired salesperson, sales rep, customer rep. There are lots of different ways. Some cases it goes to the service department and they're taken care of. So whatever methodology you use and whatever works for your type of business, the key here is to move closed sales off of your selling group expeditiously so that they can go sell more. We simply do not want to burden them with more and more work that isn't what they do best. Now, I've worked in industries where we had tremendous customer service reps who really didn't go out and prospect for new business. They sold their clients more. So they worked within the account to serve them more and better, adding digital, adding other products, helping them achieve the best results that the customer could. And so, however your organization works, this transfer needs to be well thought out. And it is a normal thing. It isn't because you can't or you aren't or any of the other sort of damaging reasons that hurt people. So we've done a trip around and I'm going to take you back out so you can see it. We've done a trip around the sales development anatomy, and it is a very, very cool thing. You can get this on Gartner, their sales area. They have downloadable. And what this was for me is almost like going back home, because I've built multiple organizations using an older version of this tool. So I commend this to you. If it's helpful in some way, I'm pleased. Comments below. Feel free to subscribe, follow us, and we'll see you next video.